Hey, what's up, guys? Well, here, sorry I'm running a little bit late. Um, I had a few things to kind of tidy up. It's just me and the daughter. My fiance is away to Spain for the next 4 or 5 days, so just getting tidied up before having to get to bed and then go up early in the morning just to clean it all up again. So that's my reason for being nearly 10 minutes late. I apologise. Um, so yeah, thirsty thoughts. UFC Ottawa, and I was thinking about what some of the thoughts I was kind of thinking about. I've only got a couple really. Um, the second one, which I'll go through, is UFC 237 next week. It's actually thinking about Rose Namajunas a little bit. And the first one I'm going to really start with Thirsty Thoughts is my first point here is going to be Brock Lesnar. I've seen a lot of people come out and absolutely shit on Brock Lesnar for whatever reason, for holding up the UFC heavyweight division, for being a bit of a mercenary, trying to get money out of the UFC. And I could see why he's trying to get. There's a report come out, or somebody said something earlier on, that the reason he's not coming back to MMA is because of the change in pay-per-view revenue regarding ESPN, and he's asking for a flat fee, like no pay-per-view buys, like he gets no money off the pay-per-view buys. He wants money off the pay-per-view buys, but there's a flat rate. He's wanting a flat rate and not off the pay-per-views because he thinks that they might not do well. So my thoughts on that are, I can totally see why he's not coming back. To be honest with you, I don't want to see Brock Lesnar coming back for DC. I think it'd be good for DC. Being an ex-UFC champion, big payday. Looks like they're making Stipe Miocic in the rematch. I can see why DC really wants to fight. One of the easiest fights he may ever have, in my opinion. I think he would bowl through Brock Lesnar very easily. But it's a fight that's going to put plenty of dollars in his pocket, and I'm all for that for DC, considering he's saying he's only got a couple of more fights left. And do I want to see Stipe Miocic against DC up again? I'm not sure. I think fair play to Stipe for sitting it out and actually getting kind of what he was always wanting, which was his immediate rematch. And to be honest with you, I think he had the opportunity. I think if you're giving it to deserving people, maybe Stipe is one of the ones that you kind of give it to, in my opinion. But fair play to him. But he's been out a long, long time now, and yeah, it's interesting to see. Really interested to see how that rematch plays out. I would think that obviously he's DC's, I think, the slight favourite. Like minus 150, I think the opening line was, and I think that's more than kind of justified. So yeah, it's one of those things that I kind of feel a little bit for DC, because it was obviously his money fight. He's not going to get a bigger fight in his career outside of maybe John Jones, and John Jones, I think, is kind of done with him. So yeah, I'm kind of. I've seen people like Curtis Blades kicking off, saying they're holding up the UFC division and the heavyweight division, and I'm like, you were never really going to get there anyway. I could see why some of the guys are frustrated with it, but I kind of feel a little bit for DC, but I didn't really want to see that fight at all, really. So yeah, like the kind of second thing I've really been thinking about coming in. I've got a bit more time this week. I'm well into my UFC 237 breakdowns, of breaking down fights. I watched a lot of the female ones. I've got that out of the road quick. And when I was watching the main event, I was thinking about Rose Namajunas, because I'll be honest, I'll put my hand up, and I thought that she would never. I really didn't think she'd be a UFC champion. I thought that Joanna would beat her fairly convincingly in that first fight, and I was super shocked when I seen Namajunas come out and just completely and utterly destroy JJ. And I'm trying to think now, how good a champion is she going to be? Is she going to be one of these people that she defends it once, she'll never do it any more than that, or will she go on and excuse me and keep defending that belt? Now, she's what I like about next week is the fact she's going all the way down to Brazil and um, going into Andrade's own country and defending a belt there, which is something I think is ballsy, very, very ballsy. And from all purposes, Pat Berry was saying that she was the one that really wanted to go to Brazil and do that, and that's fair play. I think I know who I've got in that fight. I'm not going to say who it is yet. I know a lot of people were on the early bet lines. I think Rose was a pretty massive underdog, if I remember right. And people obviously just saw the line and instantly went in it. But I was just waiting. I was, like I say, now I kind of wait. Even with betting, I don't really bet a week ahead. And I'm kind of concentrating on this week. But I have looked ahead to next week a little bit more. Like I say, I think I'm for that card already. And there's some pretty bad fights, but there's also some good ones. The one I'm kind of looking forward to looking into is Aldo and Volkanovski. But like I say, I'm just not sure. The one thing that always has just about the mentality, the kind of mental strength of Rose Namajunas. I didn't think she was that overly that strong, but mentally. But she's maybe learning as she's getting into an older age that she is starting to become very, very mentally tough. She's like I say, it's been a while since we've seen her, and like I say, my thoughts are just like, is she going to be like a definitive world champion where she defends on a load of occasions? And I'm kind of torn 50-50 with that, because beforehand, if you told me before that, I was like, no way, I would like totally slap you in the face and say that's not going to happen. With this one, I don't know. If she goes to Brazil, she beats Andrade. She's got some challengers coming through there. Really interested. I'm interested to see what she does down in Brazil. I think she's got a good chance down in Brazil. Put it that way. That's kind of the way I'm seeing. Read of that what you like. So yeah, I forgot to say at the start of this. I was going to say, and I totally forgot. I'm going to have a new show on a Wednesday. I'm going to have Thirsty Thoughts, obviously, and I'm going to have a Wednesday show from midnight over here in the UK. That's when I finish work. So midnight, 12:30 a.m. early Thursday morning. I think I'm going to do a thing. I think I'm going to call it the Cash Lift, and it's going to be pretty much about betting. So if you've got any queries with me, asking maybe some if you want to ask me any kind of betting advice, not that I'm a top better, by the way. Let's not get out there. I'm just a casual better. I'm just a casual better that really likes. I really enjoy betting. So and lots of people like through the week, you don't realise how many people send me messages on here, through my email, through direct messaging on Twitter, and they're asking betting advice and so on. Luckily enough, I've got a good record with betting. I'm not great. It's something that I'm kind of learning to do better with. I used to be very kind of lackadaisical with my kind of betting format, and I throw silly bets on it. I do love parlays. I do prop bets. I'm a terrible prop better. Like, I am absolute horseshit when it comes to prop bets. There's only a couple that I like, and I kind of stick to that. But parlays are my main thing. Straight bets, I'm not great with betting slight favourites. I'm far better with underdogs. That's something I've been looking at in the last, I want to say, maybe 12 months actually, I've looked at and really, what's going on here? Oh, sorry, it was just coming up there. Me betting favourites, slight favourites is not good. and I do struggle there. When it comes to underdogs, I've got a far better hit with those, and it's something I do look to. Last year was something I had a big year, and with that, and predominantly it came down from that and the parlays. But it's just, I get so many people, probably 5 to 10 people messaging me about bets, and where they think it should go. And I always say, like, it's your money at the end of the day. Don't take my. I've said this since the minute I come on here doing predictions, because people seem to think my predictions is gospel, and it's far from it. I've had a lot of people recently that's like with the Hermanson last week. Thank you for helping me. You kind of made my mind up, and I took a shot on him, and it worked out for DraftKings or straight bets. I had a few people going out with that. So, like I say, never take my predictions or my thoughts as gospel. You've got to do your own research. You've got to. It's your money at the end of the day. I don't want to be influencing you to lose money that you don't want to lose. So just kind of make your own kind of decisions on that. But I'm going to do it every Wednesday, half an hour, 45-minute show. I'll try and see. I'm one of these people that kind of bets late in the week. I've actually got 2 bets for UFC Ottawa this weekend, and there's one. If you watch my prediction video, I say there's one fight you shouldn't bet on, and the more the week's going on, I'm getting more influence into betting it. So my first bet that I've got is Donald Cerrone. One of the big things I say is if you're picking underdogs, you bet them, and he's a slight underdog. I got him at plus 115 over here in the UK. So yeah, I think it's a tough fight. I do. I think it's a very, very tough fight. But I think he's got enough in him to really, if he can start off really quick, because he is known as a very slow start. If he can really start off quick, use all the kind of arsenal, all the tools he's got. Don't lower his hands, because Big Al's got a big right hand. So just don't get caught with that. And then I think he can potentially get him to the ground and get someone from there. Kevin Lee took his back. Obviously, Khabib took his back. If Cerrone was to get the opportunity to get his back, I think he could honestly tap him out. And that's kind of where I'm going. I think I've got him by submission. My other bet that I've got is Matt Sales. And I've got Maisie Chase on to win by either knockout or submission. And that comes to plus one. Oh, actually, let me see that bet that I put on earlier on today. Is it minus 131? Plus 133. That's what it is. So it's 141. So plus 133 on that. I think this is not a good card for parlays. Cerrone after the weight cut will be drained, but it was the same last time. He's in a better spot this time than he was against Hernandez. So he's already said he was only 9 pounds. He was 164 in the interview I seen last night. So he's not even got that much. That was on a Wednesday. So he's well on his way. The other one, if you watch my prediction video, I said regarding the co-main event that I think it's silly if you bet the Elias Theodoro Derek Brunson fight. And as the fight week has went on, I'm getting more and more confident in Derek Brunson and very, very close to putting down money on Derek Brunson. I think the lines have moved. I think Elias has went back from minus 110 to plus 100. In the UK here, it's still minus 110 a piece. So that's interesting. But as the week goes on, I'm really looking at Derek Brunson really, really hard. And I think that I think he's got a great chance to win this fight. And I know people are going on at me. I have been saying, oh, it's in Canada. And it's like, yeah, but I think that, and people are going like, but he lost to Israel Adesanya, he lost. And I was like, well, these those guys have had belts around their waist. Elias, all he does is walk around in an Invicta cage and hold up a sign saying round 1, round 2, or whatever, and that's it. And he just doesn't like to engage. I think that Brunson can cut off the cage. I think if he can get him down, he will do some damage down there. And this is a fight I think he must win. If he loses this fight, he might get his marching orders from the UFC, 3 losses. I really like Derek Brunson as the week goes on, so that's interesting me a little bit. I really want to get Merab Dvalishvili. I really wish I could get him at a better odds, because I like him to beat Brad Katona. I really do. I think that I really think this is a tough matchup for Brad Katona if he comes through this matchup. Fair play to the kids, but I think Merab's pressure, his takedowns, are really tough. It's his pressure and his pace that's really gonna hurt him. I think when you look at, was it 53 attempted takedowns in 3 fights for Merab, and in those 3 fights, I think he's got 22 takedowns. And when you look at Brad Katona's stats, I know he's only after a couple of fights, but it's 40%. So that indicates that Merab's definitely going to get this guy down. Whether he holds him there, that's one of the things I've always wondered about, is with a guy with such good takedowns not have any good top pressure, and the fact that Brad does get back to his feet very, very well. Katona fight to go the distance. Yeah, Merab doesn't really finish fights. If anybody's going to finish that fight, it's going to be Brad Katona, in my opinion. So yeah. Outside of that, not really liking too much else. Looking at the betting odds now. Actually, I've got the wrong betting odds up, but the British one. Looking at the American betting odds, which I kind of go by to start off with and then move over. So Cerrone's went to minus 105. I mean, Iaquinta at minus 115, that's not a bad bet, but I would wait, in my opinion, because that fight, you can maybe get better odds on fight day on Iaquinta, maybe close to plus money. Wouldn't surprise me. See, Brunson and Theodoros went back to minus 110, actually. The money's come in Cub Swanson, which I actually agree with. I don't think that line should be as high as that. It was Burgos was minus 170. I don't agree with that. Brad Katona's plus 150 now, so money's coming in Merab. Money's coming in Andrew Sanchez. Macy Chason's minus 800. Money's coming in Vince Morales. Big money's coming in Taleb. Kyle Nelson's going to hit plus 200 soon. Juan Adams is now the favourite. And there's probably a chance that Mitch Gagnon's going to be maybe an underdog by fight time by the looks of things. So, yeah, interesting odds. So yeah. Going back up, I'm just going to answer some of the questions that were asked. Kevin asked, do you think Hermansson gets Gastelum next? No, I think he gets Weidman. I don't think he gets any of the guys in the top 4 yet. I think he can easily give him a Chris Weidman. I think that would make a good fight. I think it would make a good main event over here in Europe somewhere, if they ever decide to make that. I saw some people absolutely shitting on Jack Hermansson this week. Like, he beat the old age Jacare Souza. He looked like he was an OEP in that fight. He looked bad in that fight, and I don't think Jacare looked bad. I thought Jack Hermansson looked very, very good in that fight. Like, very, very good. And not getting the credit that he rightfully should, because it was a great performance. Took him down, wasn't scared to initiate in the ground portion of the game. And rightfully so, as a top 5 middleweight now. He's had an excellent 6 months with these 3 wins that he's got, taking out a couple of champions of former organisations with Jacare, obviously, and David Branch. And he's got himself a big fight coming, but obviously the division's kind of held up with Izzy and Rob Whittaker. They're going to be fighting. I don't think you give him Gastelum. I think the Gastelum fight would be really, really interesting. Don't know who I would have in that one, but it'd be an interesting fight. So yeah. Okay. What other questions I saw? My audio was muffled, so I apologise if that is, but everything's going right from what I can see up here. So if it's not good, I apologise. Let me know. How do you see Askren and Masvidal? I think Askren's going to really frustrate Masvidal with takedowns. Masvidal's Askren's not going to come out and just want to strike. He's going to go straight for the legs, and I think eventually that will wear down Masvidal. He'll run out a decision winner, but that's before I even look into it. What else? Cub fight to not go the distance. I don't think that's a bad bet. I think Merab gets tons of takedowns for a decision. See, the thing, like, I really like my lineups I put together this week. I had a really good week last week. I only entered like $50. I didn't want to play that much. Walked away with just shy of $400, and I was very uncomfortable with my lineups last week. I wasn't too. I just didn't really like them too much. This week, I really like my lineups in DraftKings. That'll probably mean I absolutely shit the bed, no doubt about it. So, but I think there's like, I was a little bit early in the week. I was maybe a bit too much on Mitch Gagnon. I think I've kind of came off that a little bit, and I decided to kind of go elsewhere. So yeah, DraftKings looks all right this week. I'm looking forward to it. Any thoughts on the Bellator matchup? Brett Primus. I think Brett Primus is going to win fairly convincingly. I totally forgot that was actually on until last week. I'm looking forward to watching that before the UFC on Saturday evening. I'll be watching the Liverpool game, big game at Newcastle. So I'll be having a few beers, watching that, then watching some of the fights before the UFC, and then going from there. So yeah, not a good night for Liverpool last night. I thought we played all right, but just the little magician and Messi kind of destroyed us. So yeah, but yeah, we need to win on Saturday. So hopefully we can get that done, and then Man City can drop points somewhere. Try to think if there's anything else I was really wanting to say. There was a third thought I had, but I totally went and forgot what it was. Oh, I just seen this here. So the UFC are going to Greenville, UFC Greenville in South Carolina in June, and the main event's just been announced, and it's Hanato Moicano against the Korean Zombie. Ooh, so that's a good fight. That's a really, really good fight. I love both guys. I love Moicano. Big fan of Chan Sung Jung. That's going to be a really action-packed fight. It's going to be interesting when who comes out in that one and gets the W. Wow, yeah, it's a really good fight. Any of you guys get any questions at all? Aldo's next fight will be great as well. I've not watched any fights on Aldo Volkanovski, but I think I know which way I'm going. But like I say, the thing that worries me about Aldo is this injury that he's carrying. Because supposedly he's carrying a big knee injury. So that's not a good sign with a guy that pushes the pace like Volkanovski, who could break someone like Aldo. But Aldo's fighting in Brazil. He hasn't got too many more times before he fights in Brazil. I think he's only got a couple of fights left in his contract, and that's him. So, yeah, that's an interesting fight to me. I'm going to look into that probably tomorrow, actually. So yeah. I need to actually, I'm going to have a look to see if there's any matchups that I've missed that's been announced recently. So, oh, so that's not actually that far away. I thought the Kevin Lee fight was further on, but it's actually after UFC 237. Let me have a look at this card. So DeSantos, Kevin Lee, good fight. Magny, Luque. Oh, Luque's coming back a bit quick. No? Aspen Ladd, Sijara Eubanks, that's interesting. Davy Ramos, looking forward to seeing him. Cruzano, Grant Dawson could be good. Danny Roberts against Michelle Pereira, that could be very, very fun. Charles Jourdain got signed. Sweden card. Yeesh. Sweden card doesn't look great, if I'm being honest. Damir Hadzovic though, looking forward to seeing him. Darko Stosic, looking forward to seeing him. Rakic Shimano has a good fight. And then June 8th, UFC 238, that's a good card. It's a really good card. The Siberian gangster Peter Yan. That's all you have to say to me. If you're telling me that guy is on a fight card, I'm going to put my arse on a seat and I'm going to be watching that guy because he's one of my favourite fighters in the UFC. Big fan of that guy. Joanne Calderwood as well. Aljamain, Tatiana Suarez. Oof, it's a good bloody card actually. Calvin Kattar. Oh man, that's a really good card. I'm not even mentioning the main event there either, so crazy. Michael Chandler versus Pitbull is going to be a good fight. There's some bad blood with them too, so yeah, interested to see that one. Did any of you guys watch Bellator last week? Regarding, did you see like the words that Rory, like he's like he didn't want to hurt the guy and so on, and that was interesting. Considering he's got a title defense coming up against Naaman Gracie, so that was yeah. I think that fight was, what fight would it be? Robbie Lawler. I think that took a lifetime out of Rory McDonald. I think it took years off his career, that one. Shattered his nose. And yeah. Going back to this card, where are we? Yeah. Any changes? I'm trying to think if I've got any changes that I've kind of swayed. So Mitch Gagnon, I think that one's going to. I think I did say in the breakdown that I like Gagnon. I've actually picked him to be a first round submission, but I think if it hits the second and third, I think Cole Smith's got a very good opportunity to win the fight. Taleb, I like him to beat Prepolek, even though I think Prepolek's actually a fairly good fighter. The Juan Adams Arjun Buller fight really interests me. I picked Arjun Buller. As the week kind of goes on, I kind of like Juan Adams, but then I kind of don't like Juan Adams. It's weird. But see, on DraftKings, I am super heavy on Adams just for the ceiling that he could present. And the price is at 83. He could easily pay that off. And I've got him kind of everywhere on DraftKings. Matt Sales, I think if he gets through that first round, he will absolutely, I think he'll knock out actually Kyle Nelson. There's a Javi Morales one was one that I was really interested on beforehand. I mean the line to him on DraftKings as well actually. Not too many big dogs alike, but his price 7,200. I don't think he gets stopped. Got a lot of output himself, so he interests me. Macy, I've got a fair amount of. I've managed to find ways to go to her. Sanchez, my stand hasn't changed on him. I still think he beats Barrio. Walt Harris is just a tough one. I actually really want to bet Walt Harris, but I'm just like, no, I'm just not allowing myself to do that in this sport. Would like a better line than minus 163 from Marab. Cub Swanson, I thought that line was actually going to start going up. He's minus one plus 150 over here, but I thought if he could get plus 160, plus 170, I'd be all over that and maybe take a shot on him. Talked about the co-main event, and I've talked about the main event already. I'll tell you about one of the fights that I watched for UFC 237, and the line I saw initially was it's Talita Bernardo against Melissa Gatto, and it was a very close line, opening line in America, and I was just praying that it got to the UK, because when I watched this Melissa Gatto, I thought, eesh, she did not look that good. She got taken down easily. The only thing she's getting subs off her back, and I don't think she's going to get that against Bernardo. I think Bernardo's going to absolutely run through her on the ground, take her down, just control her, beat her up, and I think she'll actually finish this girl. But she's minus 200 over here, and that's a bit too much for my blood. So yeah. Well, Adam loses. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Like I say, I've got a lot of Juan Adams on DraftKings, so we'll see how that plays out. The Harvey fight to go the distance, 49. See, I'm not good with fights like that. I don't like. I say that at the beginning, I'm a shit prop bet. I'm really not good. It's just really, really bad. I like prop bets like Macy Chase on. She was minus 150 with that by KO or sub. Went to minus one. I think I got it minus 175 actually, minus 163. I like adding things like that to a parlay. I'm pretty confident that Matt Sales gets it done. There wasn't really anybody else that I liked adding into a parlay with him. So I went and had a look at the props, and that was when I think she's got a great chance to finish this fight. I think she can beat the quit out of Sarah Moras, and yeah, minus one, plus 131. I think that the plus 133. Sorry, that's not. I don't think that's a bad bet. So I put 200 on that. So yeah, and Cerrone, and I am definitely going to add a couple of other bets. I think before tomorrow, I'll have a look at the weigh-ins. Like I say, I've seen a lot of people come to me regarding the weight cut for Cerrone, and I'm like, I don't think it matters all too much, to be honest with you. But he's got a tough opponent in Ikinta. And Al seems to have got all the kind of shenanigans out of the way. He's settled. They're giving him main events. That's obviously keeping him happy. So, yeah. Doing any football bets this weekend? I actually had one on tonight, and Chelsea shafted me. I had a double of Eintracht Frankfurt and Arsenal, and I thought it was going to happen, and it never happened. But I might add something at the weekend. I've not had a look. I've not had a look at any football this weekend, to be honest with you. I think Man City, who have they got? They've got Leicester. I'm just praying for Leicester to somehow get a draw, and we can beat Newcastle. But no, any play basketball live. You know what? Actually, Quincy, see when you talk about basketball, I saw a bet last night, and I watch a little bit of basketball, and I know a little bit about it, but what was it? It was Damian Lillard and Nikola Jokic to both score over 30 points. And I thought, right, I think I'm going to leave that. And it was 71, like plus 700 for that. And I was going to throw some money on it, and I just left it. And they both scored over 30 points last night, which kind of sucked. So that caught my eye. So yeah, worse than watching a live fight. Than watch another Elias Theodoro fight live. So bad. His style is so not fan friendly. It's unbelievable. So yeah. Any questions, guys? Or am I going to finish this quite early here and jump and play Call of Duty for a little bit? Shoot some people up? Yeah, Elijah's just... It's so hard to just watch him fight. And like, I don't even... When I watch his fights now, I don't even watch that many. Like, I'll watch like one fight. I think I'd pick Cub Swanson, Jason, but I can see past the victory for Shane Burgos. Drops his hands too much, gets hit too much. And like I say, I think if Cub Swanson gets his confidence and starts picking at Shane Burgos, I think he could actually stop Shane Burgos. I really do like Shane Burgos. I've bet him pretty much all of his fights in the UFC except for the Qatar one where I actually went the other way, bet Qatar. And yeah, that last fight scared me. Getting dropped, found a submission, fair play to him. But I don't know whether this is a little bit of a jump too quick, or is this them showing where Cub Swanson is in his career. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I do like Burgos a lot, so I love his camp that he calls. Tiger Showman's a great camp. Macy, Bernardo max bet double. Sketchy, but it should come in. I think if you go and watch this opponent, that Talita Bernardo, now she's not that good, but she gets takedowns and she can keep the fight there. This girl that she again really just finds opportunistic jiu-jitsu off the ground to win her fights, and it's not against even good opponents either. So, yeah, if I could have got minus 150 on Bernardo, I would have probably bet it. I don't think I'm going to bet it minus 200 yet. So, yeah. I'm actually watching some golf here. Watching Rory McIlroy at the top of the leaderboard. Here's a crazy story. I remember watching Rory McIlroy when he was 10 years old and I used to play golf. So, yeah, if you guys have got parlays, what have you got? Because I love parlays. I'm fairly decent at them as well. Take Macy inside the distance. Well, I've got a by KO or submission, and I got it at minus 163. Missed out at minus 150. I was just a little bit too slow, and kind of made to pay with that. Matt Sales. I'm surprised actually Matt Sales' line's not went up a little bit more. I think he should be a kind of bigger favourite, I want to say, but it is Nelson's going to come out very quick. Nelson's going to come out super quick, and if he doesn't finish early, I think that he's in for a tough awakening. He really is. You think Sergey can beat Walt Harris? Initially, I thought no. As the week kind of went on, I'm a little bit more. Maybe this kid's got a chance, but she's hard betting it, even hard playing it in DraftKings as well. Cheers on Sales and Zahabi. I think that's pretty solid. I think Morales has got a chance, but my pick's Zahabi. I think I just got a funny feeling they're going to get a decision all day long in that fight. £50 free bet, Adams Regional. I wish you the best of luck. In that one, I think it's got a good chance. See, I like parlays. Parlays is always the first. Well, that's a lie, actually. The first thing I look for is underdogs that I like, but I always look at putting a parlay on, and I've hit loads of my record. My betting record's a lot better. If you look at my track betting record, the parlays, I have made. I've won 55% of them, which is not that much. Lost, and I've got 52 that were wrong. But my average odds are. See, I don't like doing big parlays. So see these guys that are doing five guy parlays. I never do that. I do 2 team parlays for plus money. If I can get plus money, I'm happy with that. Plus 129 is my average odds, and my profit on that is 52.14 units, with a 23% ROI. When you look at the street picks, it's not bad. I would like it to be better though. But I've got 97 wrong, 97 right, 110 wrong, with average odds of 113, which is something I like for the simple fact that it's not like minus. I like the fact that it's underdogs that I'm hitting most on that. So, but like I said, I've kind of struggled with bets this year. I am up for the year. I'm up. If you're a unit better, I'm up like 3 units, which is not a lot. A little bit disappointed I'm no further on with that, but I knew it was going to be tough to do anywhere near as well as I did last year when it was like 87, 90 units, I think it was, I got, and pulled back that disgusting 2017 that I had. So, yeah. Watching Bellator this weekend. I will be watching Bellator this weekend. I'll be watching everything this weekend. Anything that I can get my hands on, I'll be watching. I'm watching Invicta tomorrow night. I'm interested to see who's going to win this one night tournament they've got going. I like Sonia Davis' daughter to win that. There's been a couple of pullouts and that, so I'll be watching that tomorrow. Obviously, there's Bellator on Saturday, and then UFC Saturday night as well. So, what do you think of Andre Barrio? I don't think he's that great. I think he's a big, powerful chunk of a dude that's dangerous in the clinch, very powerful. But I think he's going to get taken down here. I think he might get back to his feet, but I think Sanchez is going to get takedowns on him here and win a decision. So, yeah. These streams are great for Fight Talk, Betting Talk. This is why I'm going to start doing the cash lift from Wednesdays. Because people are forever asking me about bets and what bets to put on or what advice or where to kind of send them. So yeah, it's something extra for you guys that I know that some of you have been asking for, so it makes sense. Kevin, you better hope he gets a knockout, because if he doesn't, he's going to get 30-27 here. Easy. If he doesn't knock him out, I think he gets controlled for the majority of the fight. Even on the feet, I think as a more technical striker, I think Sanchez can beat him up in the feet a little bit as well. I think it's knockout or bust for Barrio, in my opinion. When you look at Barrio's fights in TKO, like he's 11. I think he's got 11-1 record, but on his record, he's fought 4 guys 2 times, which is interesting. Really interesting. So he's fought like 4 of the same guys 2 times. So his record's he's not beating all these different guys. He's not even been brought in good opponents, in my opinion. You look at the opponents, I don't think that they've been great. I know people know about this Adam Hunter that he's faced in TKO, who was signed to the UFC, then got kicked out of the UFC because he was caught for steroids. and he played right into Barrio's hands in his last fight by being far too aggressive and just ultimately get knocked out. But the guy's got big power, so yeah, Barrio will have better cardio. The thing is, this is I'm not sure about that. I know that Barrio Sanchez is gassed out in the past, but he didn't gas out in his last fight. There is a chance he could gas out. Um, but I think like I said, I'm picking him to get takedowns. And one of the things I did notice was that when he grapples, he definitely gasses out more. If he strikes more like he did in the Perez fight, he doesn't gas nowhere near as much. And obviously, that's something you have to really you have to like I say, what it's a fight I looked at originally. I thought Marc Andre would do really well, but when I watched it, I was like, I feel better picking Sanchez personally. That's just my opinion. So, but like I said, I'm not going to bet it. If you're going to bet Barrio plus money, whatever he's at now, plus 145, plus 145, go ahead, try and make that money. I wish you the best of luck. So yeah, right guys, I think I'm going to go. I was only really wanting to be on for 45 minutes or so. Um, like I say, if you're watching the fights this weekend, if you've got your bets on, I wish you all the very, very best. Until next time, my amigos, I will see you for UFC 237. I think I'm going to get that out Sunday night, so keep an eye on that. Matt Sales is someone to watch. Looking forward to seeing him fight. Yeah, I do. I think I like Matt Sales a lot as well. Right, guys, I'm off. See you later. Take care.